It is Bob here, and it's, Bob Saget's here for you. I don't care anymore I say my name in a sentence. I normally don't, but it's the title of the show. I hope you guys are doing well. I call on certain days to see how everybody's doing, and this is one of those episodes where I call people, and it's amazing the love and the information that I get, and I get to have a conversation with people that are out in the world, and it's not just this whole crazy notion of celebrities. What are celebrities? It's just a weird word. I wish it hadn't become what it had become, because if you're a known person, I don't know, these days is a politician a celebrity? Athletes, musicians, comedians, actors, artists, are they all celebrities? I don't know, but it seems to have a negative connotation because it includes all reality stars who make billions, some of them. They're celebrities, I guess. I don't like to think of myself as one. I'm a known person, not everywhere, but a lot of places. And I don't know. I'm either, a stand-up or a writer or an actor or director, a bad musician. I do some calisthenics. I like to do Rorschach tests. I don't know. I don't know. Nervous laughter here. Anyway, I hope you're doing good. I'm calling people because there's a number that's up at the top of the thing that people were able to call and leave a message. So I'm going to be calling people now. And what you want to do with this podcast, of course, is subscribe or follow it. And it's free to do that because it's where you get your podcasts. And then you have to rate and review it. It's Danny. I don't know this area code. I don't know where this is. I say that a lot because I'm not an area code guy. I failed the area code test.
Hello?
Danny, Bob Saget, how are you?
Hey, Bob, how's it going, buddy?
Damn good now that we're talking, Where are you?
I am in the lovely state of Omaha, Nebraska.
Whoa. So that's a city and a state. That's pretty cool. All I know is Omaha Steaks, and they're not a sponsor. But do they actually come from there?
Yeah, they're here. You've never done the Omaha Funny Bone?
Did I? I must have. I think I did. I'm not sure. It all runs
that's about
together.
The only cool place for comedy here. So
do you go up there?
Yeah, quite a bit. There's another place called Barley Street here in town. They like to support local comedians, but Funny Bone's kind of where the magic happens. So.
Right. I don't remember. Do you remember me being there? I don't know.
I've never actually gotten a chance to see you, so I don't remember you personally being here, but I'd love to see you sometime if you make it out to Omaha or anywhere in Nebraska would be great.
Well, I would love it. And as soon as this COVID thing lifts, I had to keep moving my tour. I had a whole year I was going to tour. I was going to do a special in the fall because I had a new hour and a half, and it's just on that crazy hold that we're all on. You're not able to go into the Funny Bone and do stand-up right now. Are they doing socially distant shows?
I'm not able to do anything. I take care of my dad, and unfortunately, he has a bunch of health issues. So
I'm sorry.
I kind of had to take a pause on everything just so I don't expose him to anything.
Yeah.
It'd be really scary if he got it, so it kind of freaks me out.
Yeah. Is it prevalent right there? Is COVID intense where you're living?
It's getting worse because nobody wants to follow what's directed.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of people here that are against the mask wearing and doing anything to think about anybody else, really.
Yeah, what is that? When did humanity stop caring about itself? Maybe always? I guess when cave people went and stole the other guy's whatever deer that he shot and then brought it and stole it. Maybe that's when they stopped giving a shit, when mankind started. I don't get it.
It's really sad, man. We're all in this together. It doesn't matter what part of the world you live in, what color you are, who you vote for.
It doesn't.
We're all in this together.
Well, at this point, it does matter who you vote for right now.
Well, yeah, no, don't. You're definitely right. Believe me, I know who I'm voting for, so don't get me wrong on that. But it shouldn't matter.
No,
these things shouldn't matter.
And I have friends that support Trump, and they're not my friends because of that. I talk to them about it, but I just if I had a slogan, it was "Let's not make America orange again."
I don't know if you see or follow my tweets to you on Twitter, but I definitely support the Saget Stamos 2020 presidential campaign. So
that happened because I sent out a tweet one night that said, because everybody was it was right when Kanye said he was going to be a nominee, so I right away just got excited and said, I think maybe I should run, and I didn't even do it the right grammar. I like I just said that sentence. I always I omit words because I don't have good book learning. I talk like a Mark Twain character. And I'm
with you.
And then the thing went and got a lot of followers and trended a little bit that I said maybe I should run. And then the next day, my wife is unbelievably, virtually amazing when it comes to anything app-oriented or anything online. So we made the poster, like the famous artist that did the Obama poster, and it was Stamos and me running. So John was all
great,
for
man.
it.
It was great.
Thank you. John promoted
I support it 100%. I would vote for you guys a million times over Trump. So, it is what it is.
Well, if he wins again, we just have to figure out how to make our lives and make humanity better. It's just going to continue to. I just don't like the fuse that got lit, that was already lit, of hatred and racism, and it was already happening. I think there's a lot of people that resented having a black president for 8 years, and people just wait. It's like we just shouldn't be a country that self-terrorizes itself. And then you see both sides going at it, and you go, well, here's what both sides are doing wrong, and here's what both sides could be doing right, and racial equality is correct, and any other course of action is incorrect, and nonviolence is great, and love is, you can't even say that. I'm 64, so if I'm say, guys, can't we just love each other? And it's like, fuck you,
Oh yeah, no, everybody's against that.
Yeah, there's no more. Elvis Costello, who is a brilliant, cynical songwriter, genius, has a song, "What's So Funny About Peace, Love, and Understanding," and it's kind of saying, what's so funny about it? Why do you have to be so cynical about
right.
it? It's peace, love, and understanding are things that we desperately need right now, and I think we'll get there. I think humanity's going to fall upward. And I think that this COVID thing has created quite a split. I'm sorry about your dad. Is he? It wasn't COVID related, was it?
No. He's got a bunch of health issues. He's an amputee. He's kind of stuck in a wheelchair. He's got a bunch of heart problems.
I'm so
kidney
sorry.
problems, stuff like that. So if he was to get this, the doctor said it wouldn't be good. So. He's been locked up in his house since March. I'm the only one that goes over there. Me and my brother, we both take care of him. So between us, we're both entertainers, so we've kind of just taken a pause from being out in public.
Right.
It's because we don't want to get our dad sick. So.
Oh, you're a good man, Danny. You're a good man.
Oh, well, thank you. I really appreciate it. Well, I got you on the phone because I am a really big fan. I grew up. I was a little kid in the early 90s. I grew up watching Full House.
Right.
I didn't even call it Full House back then. It was just the Michelle Show.
That's what a lot of people call it, the Michelle Show.
And America's Funniest Home Videos, all that. You've been a big part of me growing up, and I'm a big fan and everything. For people like me that we're starting to get a little bit of momentum before this hit. How do we keep it going with no shows, no anything? I mean, I know social media and all that helps, but really what can we do to stay positive and not feel like we're just failing at this entertainment business?
Yeah, you're not failing. The best way to come up with stuff you want to talk about on stage is downtime. Sometimes it's the best way is you're out doing it all the time, and therefore you're working in progress on stages. And if you're on tour, then you would, after a while, if you're on a real tour where it's like every night a different place, and that will happen for you because you have to know that. You have to think like, as I've been taught by people that I respect, like it's already happened. Like you've already arrived at that. But it's not about being a star, and what it's about is being great at what you want to do, being great as a comedian, which means I just walk around with my iPhone. I'll be in bed and my wife will say something. I'll say, I can't talk to you right now. And I'll just be putting something in my notes. And that is when something funny happens. It used to be bar napkins before we had phones. It doesn't make me old.
Yeah.
But we had phones, but they were flip phones and you wouldn't have notes. But I walk around and do Siri, which means I can't have my jokes suck because I'm reading from Siri. But but premises, any premises, you can talk about taking care of your dad. You could talk about that situation. You could talk about stuff that's more brave than you would even try to do, because the key is to not try to be a star. Kevin Hart's figured out how to do both. He's, comedy rock star shit. So that's what he's always hashtagging. And that's pretty amazing. He's an anomaly, But the people that I love and are my friends, and Bill Burr, who gets on stage, and obviously Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock, but Bill Burr is able to just ramble on a Monday on his podcast, and it's compelling because his mind is full of thoughts of the world. And then when you think of thoughts of the world, he doesn't do a ton of COVID, racism. He doesn't do a ton of it. He does some of it. But it's really about what comes out of your heart and what thoughts you have. And sometimes the quiet helps. So I would use this time to write stuff down, think about things, think about life. It's hard to do current events because you're not out there. And by the time you're up on stage safely and not to get your dad sick, evergreen type material is probably the best.
Yeah.
Anything that feels, and try not to replicate anybody else. I mean, I've got 5 styles of people in me, people that influenced me in my life. I story tell because Richard Pryor was a mentor and Rodney Dangerfield was a mentor. So I do a ton of real quick dick jokes, and Don Rickles. So I'll do audience stuff, but you don't want to rely on any one thing, and you don't want to copy anybody else's thing.
I would say that's why you're probably one of my biggest inspirations when it comes to comedy, because, growing up watching you on TV and then seeing you go do your stand-up act, it just shows so many level of how brilliant you are.
Oh, you're very kind. I'm not brilliant. I can barely speak.
Well, you can have your opinion and I'll have mine, Bob. How about that?
You're allowed to. It's a free country. And I would tell you that face-to-face with masks on. So I wish you the best. I got to talk to somebody else.
I appreciate it.
Me too. Hey,
no worries.
I hope to meet you.
This was one of the best things I've had happen during this pandemic. I appreciate you reaching out to your fans and talking to people. That's so cool of you.
Oh, Danny, I wish you the best. And I wish your dad the best and your brother. I know it's hard. I've been there.
Thank you, bud. I hope to see you next year, man. Hopefully this all kicks over. And
I look forward to it.
You and your family be safe. I'll be thinking about you guys.
Thanks, Danny. Same here. Be well, man.
Have a great one, Bob.
All the best. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye, buddy.
Oh, that guy touched my heart. And I'm not suing. So Riley, I'm calling Riley, and I have no idea, but that's a cool name.
Hello.
Hi, Riley. How are you?
It's Bob.
Yeah.
Hello.
I didn't even ID myself. Sorry about that. It's Bob Saget. How are you doing?
So I'm in the mountains.
Oh, my.
In Washington. Oh, my. Yeah, so I'm like house sitting, and it's pretty lovely. And I only have service like in one like part of the house here. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going outside until after 2 because Bob's gonna call me.
Oh, that's so sweet. I didn't know if you were a guy or a girl because it's a cool name. And have nobody ever gave you any heat for your name, right? They always thought it was a cool name, right?
Somebody told me that Riley sounds like a bully, but I'm not a bully. I'm a nice gal. I'm a girl, by the way. I didn't answer your inquiry.
Well, I can hear that. And I had my name made fun of. Saget was not a stage name. I was given that name at birth, so that's life. So you're outside of how far are you from Seattle?
So I live in Seattle. I'm house sitting in a ski town called Snoqualmie.
And I know Snoqualmie. I played the casino. I played there. I like that casino.
Hey.
I got
Nice. The
snowed out
buffet.
once. I couldn't go there. I couldn't land once in Seattle because the snowstorm was so bad, so we had to cancel the show. It was a force majeure, which means it's French for you're not having a show. And I wanted to play it, and I ended up doing it like a year later. But now the whole country's on a force majeure. You can't play anywhere. So did you get out of force majeure is what they called it. I don't know what it means. It probably means frog legs. I don't know. That's a stupid thing to say because I don't speak French. But what's your job? What do you do? You live in Seattle and you work there?
Yeah, so I got laid off with COVID, with many others. But I work in marketing and I do some modeling and I make kids music. Actually, I'm working on a kids EP. I do various random projects.
Sounds nice. Sounds really nice. Doing stuff for kids is like the best. Except that 1-800 Cars for Kids that needs to be stopped. But you've seen that ad, right?
No, I haven't. What is it?
It's a 1-800 Cars for Kids. It's an ad that they play on TV, and it needs to be stopped. It's. I think they're taking children and using them like a sweatshop in this commercial. It's John Oliver has made fun of it.
We must stop them.
Yeah, they got to be stopped. But
yes.
It's just you don't do that to
John
children.
Oliver.
So,
he's a local hero.
Yeah, he's a wonderful guy. And
so are you.
I'm America's dad. I'm here to help get us through.
You're America's dad.
Well, I really appreciate you calling, Riley. Did you have any other questions?
Well, I just wanted to ask you, have you heard from Norm Macdonald lately?
Yes.
I'm a big fan and connected to a lot of his fans, and we're all just kind of wondering what's going on with him and if he's safe. So if you could give me some insight on that and tell him I say hi.
I love Norm. We've been in contact. We're trying to work on something that's top secret right now. You can only imagine what it would be. And he is hilarious and wonderful and one of the funniest people alive. So I will tell him that you were asking for him, and he'll be excited. And I'll say, Riley said hi, and he'll say, is it a girl or a guy? And I'll say, it's a gal, and she's living in a nice mountain home. And he'll be very excited.
Well, tell him it's the founder and president of the Seattle Norm Macdonald fan club. He knows who I am.
Oh my God! I will definitely tell him. I'm sure he does know because he follows that stuff. It's his discourse with people. I love him, and we have a connection because I'm the first comedian he ever saw when he was 17 years old, and I was in Ottawa, Canada, and I was 22. Although I don't know how that happened because he is younger than me, so I don't understand it. But he's incredibly special and very unusual. His last Netflix special was just fantastic. So I recommend that to everybody. Well, I'm going to take a break. I got to take a break. So I'm going to wish you well and be safe up there. And then when you get back down to Seattle, I wish you a lot of safety. And I hope we get around to a vaccine soon so everybody can get a life. But it's going to be a while. But just be well, and I hope your family's well and all that nice stuff.
Thanks so much, Bob. Have a great day.
Thank you, Riley. You too. Be well. Bye-bye. Well, we're going to take a break because that was one of the most exciting calls I've ever had. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and I'm going to try... who can I try? I mean, it's so exciting. I just don't know. I'm going to call Joe. Joe could be cool. I hope his last name is not Mama. You know, I'm sorry. I'm in quarantine. That's all that I got. But I'll do better because if I talk to
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
No.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1
is
for
she?
more
She's
options.
on everybody's thing. Hey, Joe. Bob Saget here calling you. I don't know who that lady was on your voicemail, but I wanted to talk to you. I hope you're doing well, man. And maybe I'll try you back. Why not? You know, I don't know. I hope everything's okay. You don't got no sores on your lip. I don't know why you would. They shouldn't go through masks. Anyway, take care. And I hope you're good, Joe. Sorry we missed each other. All right, I'm going to call Mark. Here comes Mark. Mark's going to be cool. I have this great feeling about him. He's in 267. Anybody know where that is? 267? Never heard of it.
Hello.
Hey, Bob Saget.
Hello.
How are you? How are you, Mark? It's Bob Saget. How you doing?
Good. Hey, Bob. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you doing? Are you all right?
I'm doing well. Thank you for calling. This is crazy.
So where are you, Mark? Where's 267?
267 is a Philly number, but I actually live in Plano, Texas.
I see. So where is that in Texas? What city are you near?
So we're right outside of Dallas. So I would say about 30 minutes outside of Dallas, north of Dallas.
Got it. And how's it going there? How you feeling? How are there worries of? Are you in quarantine? I assume.
Well, I'm in quarantine, but a lot of my friends have gotten this virus and have ended up in the hospital.
I'm so sorry. Is that because they didn't
of them
do the quarantine?
Well, yeah, things in Dallas opened up, in my opinion, a little earlier than they should have.
Yeah.
So, people have been around each other, and a lot of them aren't wearing masks. And so, I'm not sure about if the bars are open now, but a few weeks ago, if you walked into a restaurant or a bar, you would have thought that there was nothing going on because everybody was so close to each other,
Yeah, they're just not listening. I guess they don't care or listen to science, and then science is kind of being kept from us. But I'm glad that you're safe. I think French kissing is wrong right now with strangers. I think that could carry it, or putting your mouth near someone's butt, that could be bad. I just think
that could be bad. Licking somebody's neck or face. I mean, I don't know.
Any droplet.
All those are bad.
It's just so weird and
yeah.
It's porn sounding when you're watching the news and they go droplets. It's like, ew, gross. You can get it from
man.
Somebody can cry into your mouth and you can die.
Yeah, it's Bob, it's just one of those things, like you have to laugh so you don't cry sometimes.
Yeah, this is very painful. This is very painful for a lot of people. And besides all the other stuff that's going on, all the painful racism and civil unrest and people just not listening and not caring. And then they end up getting sick and they're like, do the people that that are sick, do they go, man, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have gone out to all the bars and stuff?
Yeah. I mean, absolutely.
So they're admitting that they made a mistake.
Yes, without a doubt. I mean, I'll give you just one example of many. I had a friend who absolutely refused to wear a mask and quarantine himself appropriately. And I kid you not, Bob, he ended up in the hospital for 14 days. He not only had COVID, but he got pneumonia with COVID.
Right.
And he said it was the worst thing that he has ever experienced. And, he was, I have a very close relationship with him. So he was like, Mark, I should have listened to what people were saying instead of trying to ignore it, because it's a real thing.
I can't get that message out enough, and I'm just a small voice, and it's impossible with people that are yelling and screaming and refuse and say it's taking away their American democratic rights, and it's just ridiculous. It's like if your mouth's covered in herpes, you don't go kissing a horse. Well, I don't think you should kiss a horse anyway. A sheep is okay. I think if you kiss a sheep, they got big teeth. Either way, an animal is wrong. You could get hoof and mouth disease.
Any animal.
I don't know. Some sheep are pretty hot. I don't know. I'm not talking from experience. I'm just saying I've seen videos.
I would hope not, Bob.
No. I got a wife.
I grew up
Yeah, I ain't gonna taint your
Watching
image.
you on that.
Oh no, you don't have to
Wow.
worry. I am Danny Tanner now. I can't wait to finish folding my laundry after this. I got a big day planned. So what's your
Oh, man,
what's your
that's
job?
amazing.
What's your job, Mark?
So, right now I'm actually not employed, but I was a district manager for a parking company, and um, when you talk about parking, no one cheers for that, but parking is connected to hospitality,
Yeah,
which is connected to like events and hotels and all that stuff. And it's the industry, in my opinion, that's been hit the hardest, right? The hospitality industry.
for
No one's
sure.
going anywhere.
And travel. Yeah.
Yeah, and travel. So, but thankfully we're doing okay, Bob. I got 4 kids.
Oh my
My wife is
God,
doing well.
that's so
Yeah,
lucky. I'm so happy about that. How are the kids
yeah,
holding up?
thank you.
Are they going back to school, or are you going to keep them home?
Well, they don't really have a choice, Bob. I mean, the school districts here in Texas, at least the ones around the Dallas Fort Worth area, they're forcing the kids to stay at home for at least the first 4 to 6 weeks of school. And my kids have been inside the house. Well, they've been at home. I mean, I let them out. I don't
You
trap them in my
you
basement
got
or
a
anything.
you got a little doggy
Um,
door with a flap for them?
yeah, yeah. I throw, I shove a bowl in that doggy door every now and then with some old spaghetti for them to eat. Yeah,
Yeah, make
I'm
sure
just
it's
kidding.
old. It can be moldy. It doesn't matter. They don't care. Kids will eat anything. And you could even get little
Yeah.
low jack things you can put on them. You could find them. Those
Oh yeah.
little tags that you can get an app for on your phone.
Yeah, but they've basically have not been in school since March.
Right.
And now
They must like
at
it
the
a little
beginning of
bit.
the year,
Do they like it still? I would have loved it.
um, they did for the first few weeks, but they like to see their friends and have recess and gym and music and all that stuff. So
Do you know what? Think
they're
about
ready to
that
go
when you
back
were a
to
kid. When I was a kid, if I would have been able to not go to school for like a year, I would have gone like, this is great. And then how refreshing is it to hear that they want to go back to school, which means we might have a super smart group of people come through this that are kids that just decide they're going to, through osmosis, learn at a more,
Yeah.
I don't know, more motivated rate because they've been kept from it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I that's a great way of looking at it. I hope they do come out better.
We
But
have to
it's just
think
been
they
a weird
will.
time for everybody.
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible for everybody. And, I did a couple of restaurants with my wife on a rooftop, and I just didn't enjoy it. It I wanted to come back. I want to help businesses, but I also want to be safe. And I've got somebody
Yeah.
coming over soon to give me a COVID test because I'm doing some TV show in a couple days. And that's all socially distant, and there's all kinds of guidelines, but I'll get tested right after that as well. I don't want to give it to anybody. That's what's lacking is genuine empathy and getting through to people that this is just, you have to listen. You have to listen and you have to just do it. It's not taking away your rights. It's saving other people and yourself.
Well, that's why your podcast is so good, Bob. Because I don't think I know of anybody who's calling people just to see how they're doing. Especially someone who's so famous and has so much notoriety, such as yourself. It's really comforting for people to get these kind of phone calls. Because people are going through difficult times, and just to be able to talk about it, tell some jokes, and laugh about it, it makes all the difference. You know what I mean?
That means a lot to me, Mark. Thank you. That means a great deal.
You're very
to me.
welcome. Absolutely.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to take a break, but I wish you and your family all the very, very best. Take care of the kids, the ones you like, and the other one, just let them run free.
I'm going to send them over to you. Maybe you can put them into shape. Get them washing some dishes or something.
Put them in an Amazon box. They'll get to me soon. And just be well. And my best to your friends that are ill, okay? I hope they get well soon.
Thank you so much, Bob. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
You too. Thanks for talking, Mark. Have a good one. Be safe.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thanks. We will be right back. All right. Boy, I love reaching out to people. I get a lot of satisfaction from this. And I'm wearing clothes. I even have pants on. I left a message for Joe. Let's see if Joe got the message. Maybe Joe will be back. So let's call Joe back. That's the guy I said was Joe Mama, but I doubt it because he wasn't. But we don't know. I'm going to leave him another message. Maybe something a little more graphic.
Hello.
Joe, Bob Saget, how are you?
Oh, hey, Bob. How are you?
I'm good. I left you a message, and I took a shot that you'd be back. So you got that woman on the machine. I don't know who that lady is. She gives your whole number out. She goes, you've called.
Yeah, I know.
What's her deal?
Invasion of privacy, Bob.
Do you know her? Are you dating her?
She's a hot broad that I used to date back in the day, but haven't seen her in a while.
She's got a hot voice, I'll tell you that. So, Joe, what were you doing when I called and left a message before?
I was actually on a call for work.
Oh, that's excellent. Work.
I work.
Work is good. What is?
Yeah, you know.
What is
my
work,
day
Joe?
job. So.
What do you? Got?
I work in real estate. I work in finance for a real estate company. I don't sell the properties. I kind of just work on the back end.
I worked on the back end, but then I got slapped. There's a joke that means nothing. But so you're doing real estate, but you don't go to the houses and show them to people.
No, I pretty much just pay all the real estate agents and make sure they're happy. I'm basically the real estate agent bitch. That's basically my job. That's
kind of hot. You wear a choker?
Some days. Sometimes a strap on, depending on the day.
Oh, that's TMI. So you're working, so you're able to make an income during this time.
Correct. Yeah, I was actually lucky. My company laid off about 10 to 15% of the entire company, but I was lucky enough to keep my job. So that's pretty good.
That's pretty great. And your health is good.
Yeah.
People you care about, their health is good.
Yeah, I'm healthy. Family's healthy. How about you?
I'm good. We're all healthy. I'm getting a COVID test in a little bit because I got a TV show to do in a couple of days. So somebody comes to my house and pricks my finger and then sticks a thing up my nose, but not all the way because they go little now. You just go like a centimeter. You don't have to do the whole brain scan if you know the right people, which is bullshit. Everybody should have the new test. So
yeah, seriously.
I know it's not fair. They're not putting it out there because it's just a bunch of crap. You know, that they don't allow people to have this less painful test because they're not making them for everybody because it's money. So,
government.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about money, but
I think it's big pharma. It's all that shit, you know. Anyway, where do you live? Where are you, Joe?
I currently live in New Jersey. From New Jersey. So.
What exit are you at?
If you are on Route 80, I'm originally from exit 37 off Route 80. I'm originally from Morris County.
I know it. I know it well. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. And then I currently live in Verona, right near Montclair, right now. So
it's nice there. And I heard Jersey's down in cases right now. Is that accurate?
Yeah. I mean, you get kind of a sense of normalcy here, which is pretty good. Things are on the up and up, which is nice. We started off, us in New York started off, in the worst shape, as you know, and then we kind of made a turnaround, which is pretty nice. So things are looking positive.
Do you think that's because people wore masks in New Jersey? Do you think people were more conscious of it and less rebellious about it?
Absolutely. I think people did what they were told here. And I think just because the close proximity to New York, everybody was very, very safe because New York was just an absolute mess.
Yeah,
and
I have two daughters there, and it was frightening as hell. And I want to see my kids, but and they got out of there for a little bit and then came back, and things are kind of better there now, which is really reassuring.
Yeah,
it's a living hell. It's just and some people don't want to observe what they should, which is wackadoodle. Is the housing market up? Is it doing good right now?
When Corona first started, there was nothing. There was no business. And then when about May hit, June, it spiked, and we are absolutely swamped. It is very, very busy right now. It's a buyer's market because the interest rates are pretty low, so you can get a pretty good deal on a house. So people are flocking, and I specialize in New York City real estate, so a lot of people are leaving New York City and moving to the suburbs because since Corona, people want more space, they want a yard. So there's a million places for sale, so people are coming in, people are going out.
Are apartments in New York cheaper now because of that?
No. You would think they would be, but they're not. The prices haven't budged at all.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, because it's going to pass. It's going to be in the next year. We'll be in a different place by next year. And there'll be a vaccine, and people will, in New York, I would think, get their shit together sooner than later because, I mean, they went through literally a battlefield of it, which some people still deny that it existed. I mean, there's people all over this country right now thinking they don't believe it, and they're not wearing a mask because their freedoms are being taken away. So
I know, Bob. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. People think wearing a mask is the end of the world, but people are so selfish, and people want to believe what they believe. You can't fix stupid. But
no, it's like
as long as you do what you're told.
Yeah.
And we should be okay.
It's like a guy with chlamydia that says, I can have sex with anyone I want. I just don't care. It really is that. It's like, I got herpes all over my mouth, but you're taking away my rights by not kissing me.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
I have anal warts. I have anal warts. Please stick your nose in my butt. And if you don't, you're taking away my human rights.
Oh my God, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. It's just you can't fix people's dumb, stupid mentality. So.
No, but you could. I guess what I've been hearing, especially on this episode today, is one gentleman just spoke to me and told me that his friends were not wearing masks. They were out doing whatever they wanted. And one of them's in the hospital with COVID, and then it turned into pneumonia. And, it sounded like he was incredibly sick, and he admits he should have worn a mask. And that's what we're hearing. It's people that are in denial, that don't believe the science, won't listen, and just want to continue, fuck you, I'm living my human rights in America and taking away my amendments and my freedom. And then when it hits them, they go, oh, no, I should have. So, but why does it have to take that,
Exactly, Bob. Jokes on them. If you simply go to the store, you buy a pack of 10 masks for now they're like $10 to $15. Before this they were like $3, and all you have to do is when you go out of your house, you put the thing on your face. It's such a simple task, but some people just want to mind their own business and do whatever makes them happy. So
but people don't realize if they hurt others, they're hurting themselves, and we're all part of it. Everybody says we're all in this together, and we really are. We really are, and we've got to allow we have to allow the change to happen, and yet not let it hurt anybody. So it's a very hard thing, and it's hard to govern. And we could use some love and some unity, and I don't know where that's going to come from. I think people are working hard to try to make that happen. So I'm hopeful.
I think so too, Bob. And like you said, you're hurting everybody if you don't wear it, because if you come in contact with somebody, then they can go home to their grandparents or their parents, and then it can just spiral out of control from there.
I don't want to go home to my parents or my grandparents because they all passed away years ago. So I don't want to go there yet. If I don't wear a mask and I go out, I could probably see them sooner. But I want to. I'm wearing masks. I got masks over everything. I got one over my butt, over my junk. I'm on my man boobs. I got masks. I got literally. I am covered. I look like a piece of paper mache with masks. I'm always naked. So.
Better to be safe than sorry, Bob.
I think so. Just mask it up. There's that great song,
absolutely.
No Diggity. You got to bag it up. You got to mask it up. That's what I think. So is there any other questions you had for me? Because you're my last favorite person of the day. I'm so glad you answered.
I have one question I've always, wondering, what was it like doing America's Funniest Home Videos? Did you actually enjoy it, or
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
that all just?
Well, I
Yeah.
think no. I was really excited, especially at the beginning. Here I was, a guy on a sitcom that wasn't doing well, Full House, and then a year later, less than a year, I'd seen this bunch of tapes, 20 minutes of tapes, and because I'd shown a video on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson and I narrated it, they thought, the producers thought I'd be the perfect person to host a video show, and ABC said, hey, he's on another ABC show. That's how they still do it today. Let's put him on this video show. And then the pilot did really well, and then it beat a 60 Minutes rerun at 7 o'clock on a Sunday night. And I was doing family TV, and I came from family TV with Full House, even though my stand-up was always what it was, and I always did. I'd been in a Richard Pryor movie a few years earlier where I said fuck every other 10 minutes, but you know, these are jobs. These are acting jobs. And then I loved it. It was the beginning. It was before YouTube. So I was doing something that had never been done, where people sent their tapes to a show. It wasn't like bloopers and practical jokes. There was nothing. There was no other show. And we just got inducted. America's Funniest Videos, America's Funniest Home Videos is what I hosted, got inducted into the TV Hall of Fame. So Vin DeBona, the producer, Alfonso, Tom Bergeron, and myself did a Zoom thing, and we got this award, and I have it in my office. It's really quite lovely, and it means a lot because it's a piece of television broadcasting history, and I did it for 8 years. And there's a show I have, Videos After Dark, that looks like it's coming out. So that's where we're running clips that you can't see on prime time because it's just, they're wrong.
I like that.
They're just wrong. It's no old people falling, but it's a lot of babies saying fuck, and that's like, it's bleeped, I think. It depends on where it winds up. We're figuring it out now. But yes, I was thrilled to be part of something that became a #1 show and made people happy and made people laugh. And it still does to this day. I mean, that show is ABC's longest running show that's often mostly in the top 10. And it's a show the whole family can watch, even with the violence that is veiled with laughter. But it's a special thing, and I'm very proud to have been part of it. And I get to go on and do other things as well. I've got a directing thing I'm going to be doing. I want to do my stand-up tour, but I can't do it until this whole thing calms down. So I hope to see you out there. I hope if you see me performing in a year, I know I'll be near you. I'll be performing. So it'd be great. Come backstage and go, hey, I talked to Bob on his podcast, and then you'll come backstage and we'll take a picture, and we won't be scared to breathe.
That sounds awesome, Bob. I actually had the pleasure of seeing you. I think it was the beginning of this year, Bergen Performing Arts Center. I saw you this year.
Oh, that was so. What a great show! And I was with my friend Mike Young, who's awesome. I love that place, and I'll be going back there. Yeah, that's a really nice place, and that was a special show. That was a really special show. I kept saying it throughout the show too, because the people were so nice. So thank you for coming to that show. Next time, though, we get a picture, so that if you want it.
That's it. Yeah, absolutely, Bob. That sounds great. Thank you for everything. I appreciate it.
I do too. I appreciate you picking up. That was good. I'm really happy.
Yeah. Second time's a charm, Bob.
It is. Second time's awesome, especially with COVID. It's great. No, that's bad. COVID humor will never be popular, and I'm going to see to it. I think I just did. But I hope your friends are well. Please give them my best. Tell them that Saget says get well soon. Okay.
I will do.
Take care of yourself. Okay.
You as well.
Thanks, Joe. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, there it is. Another episode of talking to people that let me just go on and on. And there's good people out there. And I'm sending all my best to all of you. I'm sending my best to people that might be considered not good people by some people. And I understand you're going through pain and you're going through anger. Wow. I don't want to sound like that. I sound like some kind of guy doing a sermon. You can be anything you want to be. Go for it, which is true. You can. And I would say try to be as good a person as you can and care about others and all that crazy stuff that we roll our eyes to. And love one another, you know. Oh, really? Yeah. Why the fuck not? And take care of yourselves and don't spit into people's mouths And don't pee on a raccoon because they get angry. Possums, fine. I don't give a shit about possums. Raccoons, they're cute, kind of. Anyway, I got a lot of critters in my yard. That's what made me think of them. Sending you guys my best. You want to do what you do with this thing. Subscribe and follow it and rate and review it. Give it 5 stars. Say how much you love it. Whatever you want to do. And you can call me when I post it on Instagram and Twitter. I'll tell you how to be part of the podcast. We might end up doing it with video in the near future. We're figuring it out. I just love doing this. Love talking to you guys. I want to thank all the people I talked to just now. And thank you guys. So everybody, just stay well. And I'll be talking to you soon.